Have you got really tight hips and hamstrings, either from sitting down or doing an awful lot of cycling? Hi everybody, I'm Sinéad Kennedy, health and wellness coach. You might know me from my brand Yoga for Cyclists. So today's little yoga class, I want to give you lots and lots of help with opening out our hips here into the groins and also in through the hamstrings, the back of the thighs. Of course, we'll be getting other parts of our body too, for instance, inner thighs, neck, shoulders, etc. But our main focus for the class today is on those tight hips and the hamstrings. Apologies, I did accidentally delete the previous hips and hamstrings video that I had on my YouTube channel. So if anybody knows how to recover that video, I would be most appreciative. However, I have decided obviously to help you out and make you a brand new one. So for today's class, you will need your yoga mat. You will also need a yoga block, and some people may find they need 2 yoga blocks. Now, if you haven't got a yoga block, be a bit of a MacGyver and just make something up that is similar, as long as it's sturdy and it's obviously not going to collapse under your weight. Please remember to like and subscribe to this channel, and most importantly, try and do the exercises safely, okay? So please don't go forcing your body. There's really no need to get yourself injured. Remember, you're here to stretch and to open things out. So go at your own pace. Everything is just a guide. Do what you can, leave out what you can't. All right, let's get going. Okay, so for today's class on hips and hamstrings, you're going to need your yoga mat, lots of room around it, and either 1 or 2 yoga blocks. So placing our blocks at the front of our mat, where they're always nice and handy for us. If you're quite tight in your hamstrings, you might want to do a little bit of engineering and stand them upwards. So taking our feet parallel, hip width distance apart, tailbone is tucked under, shoulders nice and broad. Take a nice big inhale as we stretch. Push the hips forward and lift the heart. Exhale, float down. Now your blocks are there waiting for you. So remember, you can just be a little bit of a MacGyver. I'll stand that one up, it might be easier to see the blue. Inhale as we look up, creating the letter L. And as you exhale, floating down. Take the hands down onto the floor. Step back on your leg. Okay, so I'm just going to start off here on my left leg. It's nearer to you so that you can see what's going on. Okay, if you need your blocks, they're here. So again, if you're very tight in the hips, you may need extension leads. And that's what these blocks are. They're just little extension leads. Pushing the pelvis down nice and gently. Now, it is important to note that my hamstrings and hips are pretty decent in that they're quite open because I do so much yoga. So I will be giving you easier options, and I want you to take them because obviously your hips may be a lot tighter than mine. I'm just pulsing through the hip just to gently open it out. Easy option, you'll put the knee on the floor now. Otherwise, we're here. Tailbone is under. If the bum is sticking out, you're loading the back, so I want you to tuck the tail under. If you have blood pressure issues, keep the arms down. Don't wait to be told, just keep them down for the rest of the class. If the back knee is buckling, just put it down or give it a bit of extra oomph, okay? Tailbone is under. Rib cage nice and soft. That's deep into my hip flexors. Remember, the hip flexors start here in the back, they come through the tummy and wrap down into the hip. Take the hands down onto the floor. Drop the back knee to the floor, relaxing that back foot. Okay, extension leads. Take a big inhale. As you exhale, we're going to roll back. Now, I've brought my foot with me. I don't know if you can see that. And I'm trying to hike my backside up. Inhale to roll forwards and exhale, rolling back. Inhale forwards and exhale, floating back. Now, if you're very tight, that might be too much here in the hamstring. And again, I'll just move the block for demonstration purposes. If you prefer, look, just go here. Okay, and that's just an easier option for you, just to wake up the hamstring. On our next one, we're going to hold it back. Imagine you're hiking up through the backside. Bring your extension leads with you, or here. Okay, you could always have chairs or stools. Okay, so Again, just be a bit of a MacGyver and just, make it up as you go along. Breathing deeply. If the hamstring is shaking or shuddering, you need to back off, okay? Now, I'm very lucky. I don't sit at a desk all day. I'm very fortunate. I get to walk around most of the day. So my hamstrings, like I said, are in pretty good shape, okay? If yours aren't, go easy here. Alrighty, take your foot back down onto the floor. Pop the blocks to the side of your mat. We're going to step back into a plank position. Claw the mat. Tailbone is under. Shoulders nice and strong. Easy option, take the knees to the floor now. Everybody, we're going to bring our shoulders forward of the wrists. I'm right up on top of my tippy toes. Clamp the elbows into the side and gently lowering chest and chin down onto the floor. Relax your feet, push the hips forward. Roll the shoulders back, keeping the chin in. I'm trying to lift the heart and the necklace off of the floor. Try not to use your arms or come into your back. What I want you to do instead is to drive your bust upwards and outwards. Slowly release it, tuck the toes under, push up, hips up, and we're going to find a little downward dog. Now, in our downward dog, just get settled. Bend your knees if you need to. Imagine your elbows are curling inside out. Your index fingers are clawing at the mat. Push the chest back towards the thighs. Let's pedal out the legs. Now this is great for calves and for Achilles. I'm trying to spin my elbows inside out and I'm hiking my backside up as high as I can. Okay, stay here. If you find that you're here in your arms, your wrists are going to take a lot of pressure. Push back. Imagine you're sticking your bottom up onto the wall behind you, nice and high. Press the two heels down, push back. Okay, now make sure that you're stepping the other foot forward. So in my case, I need to bring my right foot forward. If it didn't arrive, just stand up or pull it forwards, okay? It doesn't matter how it gets here. Okay, get your extension leads if you need them. Give your pelvis that springboardy action. Now that's just getting deep into the groins, and again, I need you to be careful, okay? Pop the back knee down onto the floor now if you need it. Drive the legs into the sockets, and we're coming up into our warrior one. Push the pelvis under and melting down. Arms down if your shoulders are sore, if you have blood pressure issues. Everybody focus on tucking under with the pelvis. Otherwise, if the butt is sticking out, the chest is sticking out and you're loading your back, okay, that's not what we're here for. Put the back knee down if you need to, if you're struggling. Breathing deeply. Keep the legs connected and strong. Place the hands down onto your blocks. Drop the back knee to the floor. Inhale. And exhale, rolling back. Backside is up. Inhale. And exhale. So going easy on this hamstring. If you're quite mobile, you might be able to have the hands on the floor, but watch out for collapsing. There's really no point. Just use the extension leads. I use them as well, because why not? They're there. On our next one, we're going to exhale and hold it back. Try and hike up the booty. Again, instead of collapsing, which we're all very good at, try and lift your chest to get the back long and flat. And exhale as you melt down. So just breathing deeply. Remember, we never ever force anything. And then gently does it. We're going to roll forward. Take your blocks to the front. Step forward, feet parallel. Again, use the blocks. Inhale to create this L shape. And exhale, floating down. Go easy. Last one, nice big inhale as we push up. And as you exhale, float down. Just going to move back into the center of my mat for you. Okay, ragdoll, really great for the hamstrings. Interlace the elbows, shake out the head and sway side to side. Now what's happening here as well, so we have an added bonus, we're opening out the lumbar spine. When we sit down all day, we're compressing our lumbars. So now we're creating space and opening out so the discs can fill up again with fluid, which is what they like. They like to be cushions and nice and springy. Shake out your head, get rid of any tension in your body, drop your hands, just float, bring the weight forward. I'm just going to exaggerate. Here you can see my backside is behind my ankles, and actually the stripe on these trousers is pretty good. So now I can see a reasonably straight line. Okay, scoop up your belly. You're going to use your belly to pull you up, 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 up. Okay, nice and gently squeeze through your gut. Get ready for a big stretch. Lengthen. Touch the light bulbs. Push the hips under and forward. Hearts up. And gently releasing it down. We're going to do one more round either leg. Let's go. Big inhale, stretch. Lengthen, hips forward, hearts up. Exhale, floating down. Inhale to look up, use your extension leads. And exhale, floating down. Step back on one leg. Again, it doesn't matter which leg, I'm just starting with this leg because it's nearest to you. Give the pelvis a little springboard. Now guys, you're getting your hamstring here on the front leg and the groin and the hip on the back leg. Drop the back knee to the floor if you're tired. I'm just going to show you. Push the legs deep into the socket, lifting the arm. Now if you need to hold onto the wall nearest here and you only need to lift this arm, push the pelvis forward. I don't know if you can see that, I'll just exaggerate it. This is me hanging into my back. This is me pushing the pelvis forward. My back is happy and my core is connected. Keep the back knee on the floor, or you could be here. Again, I don't mind which as long as you're safe. Place the hands down onto the floor. Take the extension leads. Exhale to roll back. Inhale to come forwards. Exhale to roll back. Inhale. This is our last one. We're going to roll back, hold it here, hike the booty up, bring your extension leads with you. Okay, or have your hands on your hips. Exhale as we tip forward. Keep the shoulders back, okay, so that gravity wants them to roll forward. Squeeze a lemon between your shoulder blades. Lengthening a little more forwards. Now go easy. If your hamstring, this leg, if it's shaking, shuddering, if it feels like it's going to tear, you're in the wrong territory. Get out of there really quickly, guys. It is not for you today. Gently release it. That's it. We're going to take our blocks to the side of the mat. Step back plank. Claw the mat. I'll do a half chaturanga for you now, just to show you how you can modify it. Place the knees to the floor. Bring the shoulders forward. Now I'm still in a strong plank. We don't want to see any collapsing. We want to keep that tummy in tight. Shoulders forward. Elbows into the sides. Gently does it, chest and chin down onto the floor. Slide legs and body out behind. Push the hips forward, open out your chest. Watch out for straining your neck, okay? Keep the chin in and think about thrusting your necklace off the floor. Relax your thighs. Slowly does it, big push up, hips up, find your triangle. So I'm a bit of a chocoholic, so I always like to think about being a piece of Toblerone, okay? So bend your knees if you need to, okay? Pedal it out. Very important that the hands, the fingers are engaged. Get the weight out of the wrists and out of the shoulders. It's up and back. Try not to let the elbows fall out. I'll just turn sideways for you here. So if the elbows fall sideways, you can see the damage that's coming into my shoulders. I want you to push up and push back instead. And those elbows are curling under. So just have a little moment here. Step forward with the opposite leg. Again, stand up if you need to. Make your adjustments. Get your ankle and your knee in alignment. Go easy. Groins. Breathing. Put the back knee on the floor now if you prefer. Coming up. Press the pelvis down and forward. Use the wall if you need to, or put some chairs either side of you. Again, it doesn't matter. Put the knee on the floor if you're very unstable till you get a little bit stronger. Remember, we never load the back. We want to tuck the pelvis under. Breathing deeply, hands down onto the floor. Pop the back knee to the floor. Roll it back and forwards. Exhale. Bring the extension leads with you so that the shoulders are relaxed. Inhale. Exhale. Now remember, using our breath, okay, we are oxygenating the body. The more oxygen we get into the body, the better we're going to heal. We're also going to feel better about ourselves. By keeping the rib cage up, the diaphragm is open, so I can get more oxygen into my lungs. Sit back, hold this one. The more oxygen I have in my lungs and my diaphragm, like I said, we're getting more oxygen in, so we're going to have a lot more energy, healing, we're just going to feel better about ourselves. If you're constantly hanging or slouching or sitting at a desk, I don't know if you can see that, you're cutting off the diaphragm and the breathing mechanism. And that's why you might feel very tired after sitting down for a long time. You haven't moved, you haven't breathed properly, okay, you haven't got enough oxygen into you. Also, you've probably been under false light all day sitting at a computer. But don't forget, it's this sort of roundness that's really closing off the rib cage. So let's get the rib cage open, as well as my hamstrings stretched. Slowly does it. Take your time walking forwards on your mat. Get your blocks. Inhale to look up. Exhale to float down. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale to look up. Exhale to float down. Let your head go. Toes relaxed, feet relaxed. Inhale. And exhale. All right, let's hang out here. Let your head go. Shake out your head, guys. Holding onto the elbows, and just gently does it sway side to side. Flop. Scoop up your tummy. Now use your tummy, okay, so you're stimulating digestive system, but you are also strengthening your tummy muscles. Take a nice big stretch. Arms up. Tuck the pelvis under. Push the hips up and out. Back isn't bending, it's the front that's exploding. And gently release it into our standing position. Well done. Okay, so those hips and hamstrings feel great. Okay, so again, you can just have a little move around the place, whatever works for you. Try and do this one fairly regularly, particularly if you're sitting down a lot. You know what, if you're heading off on a long haul flight as well, it's a really good one to do. It's a great one to do when you get to the hotel, when you arrive at the other end. Again, helps to get oxygen back into the body. You're circulating blood. Brilliant for anyone who sits at a desk or cycles like me, or does both, okay? And you know what, it's a great one as well, just for getting people to open out through the chest as well, okay? So just anyone, basically. If you have a body, do it. Okay, so that's all from me for today. Please remember to like and subscribe to this YouTube channel so that you always get notified when I have new videos up. Don't forget that I run cycling and yoga holidays in Andalucia in Spain every March. You can come and join me. And I also run yoga spa breaks every year in Ireland. So lots to look forward to, and I hope to see you on some of my events.